Welcome to the Dave Palma Show, the podcast that revives, restores, and awakens your innermost capabilities.
You have the training and the talent to succeed, but do you have the guts to fail?
I love what I do. When you love what you do, you want to be the best at it.
Today is about the power of you. You will change the world.
Find your path to success through the journey of those who have succeeded. And now, your host, Dave Palma.
Hi, welcome back to the Dave Palma Show. And with me in this episode, I have bringing his trademark, chaos and charisma to the big screen this summer, who plays the fan favorite Marcus Kincaid in Lionsgate's highly anticipated Borderlands, Benjamin Byron Davis. Welcome to the Dave Palma Show.
Well, hey, Dave. Thanks very much for having me. And it's Marcus Kincaid, Benjamin Byron Davis. But it's wonderful to be here, my friend.
Ah, right. Okay. I wasn't sure if Marcus Kincaid was the actual character you're playing in the film.
Yeah, it is. He is an irascible, opinionated arms dealer who is a big fan of making money.
Right. Well, who isn't a big fan of making money? Well, I suppose some people aren't. Some people aren't. But, obviously, it does make the world go around, I must admit. But,
Marcus takes it very seriously.
Right, I see. Well, I did see the trailer. I did have a bit short notice, so I didn't really have a chance to go through the ins and outs of the film. Obviously, no point because the film hasn't been released yet. But sure. I did see the trailer, so it looks actually like an action comedy. I don't think it is. It's kind of a mix of a lot of things, isn't it? Kind of like just evolving from the game, isn't it? The computer game.
Well, yeah, Borderlands is as a property to begin with, is a chaotic, fantastic, violent, cacophonous enterprise, and I think that the film is every inch shares that DNA with the original property. It is an unruly and hard to really pin down madcap summer movie, but I think our intention was, and I think the hope is that this is a great movie to sit with friends and enjoy with popcorn, and it should be a blast.
Well, I certainly will be. If it's young enough for my 9-year-old daughter to come and watch, I'll watch it. If not, I'll watch it and wait for for us to get old enough to watch it.
I think depending on the 9-year-old, I think it might be right up there early. I don't know. I think results may vary depending upon
She did see the trailer, and I'm watching that straight away. So let's see. But I mean, it's quite, as I say, it's quite clever doing that from a computer game, and I would have never known it would have come from a computer game. Actually, not that because I don't really play computer games. The only one I know is Roblox because she plays it all the time. So it just looks like one of those kind of films. I mean, you did a film before, a Marvel film, didn't you? And I mean, it just looks like one of those type of films, like Transformer. That wasn't a computer game. Was it a computer game? I can't remember.
No, Transformers, I believe, were toys.
Yeah, so it's toys. I mean,
and then a cartoon and a movie.
Yeah. So it just kind of like looked like something like that, really, rather than actually came from a computer game. So.
Well, if you're familiar with the original property, we took great pains. The design team, our amazing costume designer Daniel Orlandi, these costumes, all of it looks very much like Gearbox's original game, and we put a great deal of time and effort into delivering an entertainment that I think is going to be something that someone who has no familiarity with the games is going to be able to enjoy. Your daughter, I hope, amongst them, but at the same time, it's going to be something that appeals to the very die-hard core fan base that Borderlands has amassed over. I think it's been a video game series for the better part of a decade, if not longer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, first of all, she's going to Disneyland Paris in 2 days' time, so she'll probably be engrossed in a few things from that first. But the film does come out probably just towards the end of the Olympic Games anyway, so that's quite good.
Well, in the States, I know we open in theaters and IMAX on August 9th.
Yeah. So it's usually about 3 weeks later in the UK here. So, so that's great. But you actually was the voice of that actual character, Marcus, wasn't you, in the computer game? Is that right?
No.
Oh, right. Okay. So I read that wrong.
But it is a great opportunity to point out to the person who does voice Marcus in the video games is a magnificent actor named Bruce DuBose, and he's been playing Marcus since the beginning of the Borderlands franchise. Yeah. And I took very seriously the great work that he's done, and I hope that the work I was able to do on camera honors the work that he did and continues to do in the video games.
Yeah, fantastic, great. Well, also, so let's go back in time, because I mean, I noticed that obviously from your humble beginnings, obviously looking at your bio, you went to acting school, or you did performance, and you know that was your career really. You did that as a degree, and you went to Chicago as well to further that, didn't you?
Well, I was an art history major at University of Chicago, working in the theater while there, so much so that I left University of Chicago and got my degree in theater at NYU, at Playwrights Horizons Theater School in New York, and spent the better part of the 90s working in the theater in New York. And around 2000, I came out to LA because I heard they needed another actor. So I thought maybe I could help. And I've been working out here since then. Yeah.
And it tends to happen like that sometimes, doesn't it? I had an actor a Hollywood actor who just went from one film to another. He's a real veteran. I mean, he's from the 1960s. He started, but he just went from one film to another. And the reason why was because he was doing something in Broadway. Actually, he was the understudy, and then he got brought in because the main actor the leading role was sick or something, and then he just got his first movie with Goldie Hawn or something like that, and he just did one film after another. He's in lots of different TV. So it does tend to happen like that sometimes, doesn't it?
Well, that's the ambition, It's work, and it's not for everybody, the career in the arts, but it is. You go from feast to famine. You go from too much to do to the phone won't ring. It's up and down. So you go from job to job, and that is, for those of us that ran off to join the circus, that there's a place for us in it is pretty gratifying.
It's pretty good analogy there. The last actor I had, I mean, he's in his early 90s now, or just turned 90. So he's done a lot. He's a film director, but his dad started. His mum was an actor in the early 1900s. They had that back. He had that background and became a successful film director. So that's one of the last Hollywood kind of person I interviewed. But your parents weren't from that background, were they? They were teachers and.
My dad and mom are both retired. Dad was in finance in Boston, and my mother is an arts educator and the teacher of arts educators. She taught at Harvard Graduate School of Education. Has written several books. I'm happy to direct your viewers to, particularly Why Our Schools Need the Arts. But she's a strong proponent of the significance of arts education in the cognitive development and in the social development of young people, and is a big champion of the arts. And I couldn't be more proud of her and the work that she's done.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm a great believer in all that as well. As someone who's looking at coaching and neuroscience of the brain and everything, and obviously looking at my 9-year-old now and had the development of the brain. There is a lot of stuff going on, really. She loves art. She loves art and stuff like that. She does sports as well and things like that. Yeah,
I think there's room for both, and I wish we would remember that. There's a lot of talk in politics about education should be vocational. We should be teaching labor skills to people, because why does somebody who's going to be an auto mechanic or a plumber need to learn Wordsworth or Shakespeare? And I think it's a terrible way to look at things, because of course Shakespeare was written for the masses, and if your day-to-day is being an auto mechanic or a plumber or whatever else the job is, your life will be enriched by the arts, whether you are a participant in the arts or not. And we ought to teach our children in school how to digest art, how to appreciate art, and how to use it as a prism to view the world.
Just as a personal development kind of thing, really, isn't it? It's universal, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely. You could go on forever, but with politics, I've got a politics degree, but you could go on forever. I should be having Camilla Harris on here, really, and saying, do you really think you can make it? Whatever.
Really a front moment in American politics at this moment, so I think we'll leave that to one side. But I certainly go ahead.
No. I'm just saying, we will brush it aside for a while. I'm going to the Olympics. I'm an ex track athlete as well, competing on a high level. So I'll probably just talk to my friends sports rather than politics for the next 2 weeks.
No, but it's exciting. The Olympics are going to be in Paris. It's so exciting. I'm so eager to see. I guess the scaffolding is coming down around Notre Dame. I think that's exciting.
I didn't know that. Okay.
I think at least the facade is going to be viewable.
Yeah.
I first was to Paris when I was in grade school, I think, and I went again in my very early 20s. And I love Europe, but how could you not be in love with Paris? What a city!
Well, I'm just jumping on the train 2 hours and we're there, really. So right in the middle of Paris, from the middle of London, which is where I grew up. So anyway, without rubbing it.
Count yourself lucky. I still don't know if I would want to go swimming in the Seine.
I know. Well, they've done it, haven't they? They tried to sort of prove that there's no bacteria in there. But let's see. We'll see. Anyway, yeah. I'll be there on Wednesday anyway. So anyway, however, let's get back to your movies. So anyway, so that's it. So you progressed on to the Marvel film, which I'm trying to look for now. Let's have a look at it. All right, okay, I can't minimize it. The one where you knew the friend, is it Red Dead Redemption? Oh, no, that's the, where is it now?
I didn't mean to stump you, man.
No, I can't minimize the, hang on, I can move it down, that's it now. Let's have a look at, Marvel, Guardians of Galaxy Volume 3, that's it. So that was the last major thing you did by the looks of things, is that right?
Well, it's the last major thing, I guess, that was released. It came out last summer. There's some stuff coming down the pike. I've worked since, but it certainly was an absolute pleasure, as always it is, working with James Gunn. But that was a particularly fun job to work, just given the nature of it, that it was the end of this trilogy that James and that magnificent ensemble had been laboring on for a decade, that I got to sneak in at the last minute and get to be a little piece of this really magnificent, sprawling space opera is, I guess, as you would say, had me pretty chuffed. Well, it's a really great honor anyway to be speaking to someone with doing these great movies like this. But before we go, obviously there's been two actors that I did grow up with. Well, actually one in the current movie Borderline, and that's Jamie Lee Curtis. And I just remember her dad, really, when I was a 10-year-old or 8-year-old watching The Protectors with Roger Moore, who's a James Bond character. What was she like? Because she seemed like more of a comedian kind of thing, really, with the movies I watched her in. Jamie is one of the most extraordinary people I've ever known. And when we shot Borderlands in Budapest, in Hungary, and her dad.
Oh, right, okay.
Her dad, Tony Curtis, is Hungarian. So she
okay, I didn't know that.
She took a lot of time while she was there to honor her father and honor the community, which is, if you get to know her at all, is not at all unexpected. She is a connector of people. She is a lover of life, and she is among the most invested and conscientious people I've known. Having a conversation with Jamie, you don't soon forget. She's remarkable.
Yeah, no, well, obviously I don't know if I'll ever meet her in person or interview. You never know, but
never know.
I'll take your word for it. Definitely. As I say, I grew up with her, as in she's probably around the same age as me. I'm 59, but sort of ish, you know.
I will never ever hazard a guess of an actor's never.
Yeah.
So
No, don't do that. Don't do it.
I'm not going anywhere near that.
No. I don't want to even imagine what mess could be. Carnage. Might be some carnage there.
But I will say that you, like me, I mean, if you look at her, that she's only just gotten her first Oscar is pretty remarkable, given her resume is extraordinary, and she is one of those actors that you could try to pigeonhole her as a scream queen or as a comedic or as a this or as a that. Her career stands in defiance of any label. The work that she did as Helen in True Lies, you put that next to Laurie Strode in Halloween, put that next to the hooker with the heart of gold. I forget the character's name that she played in Trading Places.
Yeah.
They're all of them unforgettable characters crafted by a master. And then you look at the work that she's done on The Bear. I don't know if you've seen that in the UK yet, but
I know, yeah.
She is a stunning talent, just a remarkable actor. The fact that I got the chance to be in Borderlands and I get to be associated with such extraordinary people is just beyond. I'm over the moon. It's just wonderful. I'm very, very grateful.
Fantastic. Well, there's a couple of other comedian type ones. I mean, I never grew up with them. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis seems to have been around for ages, but it's only because, as I say, it's someone I grew up with, and then I kind of watched their stuff. But obviously, there was the person that played that box robot thing. I forgot. It looks like a minion. What's his name? in the film.
Oh, you're talking about Jack as Claptrap.
That's it, Claptrap.
Yes.
That looked pretty, because I don't even know in the game if it's like that. Is he actually like that in the
computer game? It's quite we endeavored to honor the game in tone, in appearance, in design, in energy, ferocity, mayhem. I think is chaos is a very word. Dysfunction is a fine word.
Yeah.
And one of the creators of the game, if not the creator of the game, Randy Pitchford from Gearbox, was with us every step of the way on set, making sure that we knew a Vladoff from a Jacobs, which gun is which vehicle is which. It is the attention to detail is maniacal.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's great. It's fantastic at that stuff. And then even going back to Marvel, I mean, I was reading Marvel comics, in the early 70s when I was at what we call primary school. You call them elementary schools in America. And I think in Canada, they call them primary schools. They're usually a UK system in Canada, but they're very American, if you like. So it's a very weird kind of thing.
Sure.
Anyway, it's amazing because computer games wasn't really around in the early 70s, obviously. And, just looking at the magazines, the Marvel magazines, and how they actually brought it real to life. First in cartoons, which was the cartoons were around the same time as the magazines.
Oh, yeah, but those were the Ralph Bakshi Spider-Mans. Like it was just
exactly. But then when they did make the movies, it's just amazing. And they tried to make it in the same way you're saying about the movie, Claptrap and everything. They're trying to really make it like the game. It's amazing how they tried to. Yeah, Spider-Man especially that way. That's my favorite. I know I'm being a big kid now, really, but it's
I haven't been lucky enough to mess around with Spider-Man, but I did get to chase Giant Man through the streets of San Francisco and the Wasp, and that was a lot of fun.
All right,
it's a big dude, Giant Man.
Did he catch up with him? did he get him?
we thought we had him cornered for a minute, but it was sleight of hand.
Probably, yeah. Anyway, and of course there's Kevin Hart as well, which obviously there's a lot of comedians. I love comedy anyway as well, so having all those ingredients of actors, including yourself as well, it's just got to be a great movie to really
well, it is. I mean, Kevin is magnificent in the movie. We've got Bobby Lee also, who's hysterical. funny in the film. You don't expect Cate Blanchett to be very funny, but she is. Ariana Greenblatt, who had such an amazing run of late. She was in Barbie, and
Right,
when we were working on this, she was magnificent. Tina, it is just a stacked cast. And it seems like you froze. Oh, I got you.
Yeah. No, it's all right. I'm back.
We have
now.
a connection issue.
Yeah. It's all right. No, I'm back now.
All right.
No worries. This will be rectified, so the listeners and viewers will.
But so Eli assembled quite an amazing ensemble, and it was a real pleasure to work alongside everybody in Budapest. And and I think I hope a lot of the joy and fun and chaos that we enjoyed in making it will be translated to the audiences that get to see it on August 9th.
Yeah, I was meant to go to Hungary many years ago, about 2007. My cousin, he's a top musician, classically trained. I was going to go to Hungary to some big music event out there, but I didn't get to go. It's meant to be a really beautiful city, isn't it? Really?
Oh my, Budapest is gorgeous, and the people were magnificent. The food, everything, just a lovely place.
Yeah. We had, obviously I do track and field, and the World Athletics Championships was out there last year, actually. I don't know when you was there filming. Was it last year or this year?
Oh no, it was. We were still in lockdown, so I think it was 2021. I think.
Yeah. Okay. So you was trapped out there, then couldn't get a plane back then.
Well, the papers that, like, I had a stack of papers that I needed to travel at the time, and the airports were empty and the planes were empty. But I do remember going through Germany, and the guys at the border looking through all the papers seemed very, very impressed, and I was like, okay, well, so I guess we're gonna make it through.
Face mask and everything.
Definitely. Oh yeah, no, it was quite a thing to go from lockdown to making a movie. It was a very interesting experience.
Yeah. No, I can imagine that. Because Hollywood was really hit hard, and the entertainment industry as a whole, really, wasn't it?
Oh, it was. Who knew what we were going to do? It was a very, very odd time. Very. But I think a testament, by the way, to the crew in Hungary and everybody on the show, that despite all of the challenges that were being faced by the crew, making a movie under any circumstances is a challenge, but to make a movie under the circumstances that COVID forced upon that crew, I think what they were able to achieve is nothing short of a miracle.
Yeah, well, I've had so many, people from all walks of life and entertainers, and some actually were hit hard from the pandemic, that was really making a lot of money through the industries that got hit hard in it and things like that, and just actually it'd be interesting to have them back on and find out how they got on, really. But it's quite good to have you here telling how you got through that, actually. That is really what this, a lot of my episodes are about, seeing how people got through the adversity of things and still managed to get through, achieve their goal,
Well, we'll see. I mean, our industry is still recovering. We went from lockdown into.
Well, the Ukraine war obviously took a bit of a beating in the world as well, didn't it?
Sure. Globally, I think everybody has been through a great deal of stuff. I think to this industry specifically, you had lockdown, you had the impact of streaming and what that has done to just the way people make money and the way people plan their years. Things have changed quite dramatically. And then we had an industry-wide strike that shut down the town for the better part of a year last year. So we have been faced with a great deal of challenges. And as an actor, it's loss of work is something that you anticipate. With any career, you have times when you're working quite a bit and you have times where you're not. The issue is there's a lot of artisans and craftspeople and drivers and people that work all elements of production that are dependent upon steady work in a way that an actor isn't. And their pay structures are designed around working 52 weeks out of the year. So the work stoppages have not hit this industry equally. And there's a lot of vulnerable folks that I know have already lost their ability to make a living. And I am very, very concerned that they won't be able to return. So this has been a cataclysmic cycle, which there's a lot of trauma associated with that sort of a cataclysm. But I think if you can manage to endure, there is a great deal of opportunity, I think, as well. So I am just, it has been a struggle for a lot of people, and I am hopeful that we are going to find our way to some solid ground sometime soon.
Well, that's great, and that's great words of wisdom and encouragement you've just actually said naturally there to inspire people really to say, look, let's just keep going. Not only in this industry, I know there was some professional boxers or up and coming professional sports people that said, you know what, I'm just going to go back to working normal because I just, in the pandemic that is, because I just won't be able to afford to do boxing or whatever it is anymore. You know, I know in America wrestling's big, you know, so if you're up and coming and just won't get the money, you know, that kind of thing, you know, there's no way they're gonna sort of, you know, survive it. Similar kind of thing to entertainment in that way, sports and entertainment, you know.
Well, I think with any, if you're going off if you're going to pursue something like a sport or a craft or an art or any dream really, that there isn't a pathway, i.e. an entry-level position that you get and you excel in, and then that yields, you know, then you're on a road, right? Which I think is how a lot of sort of traditional ideas about how one makes a living look. When you're pursuing a life in the arts, you're pursuing a life as an athlete for hire or what have you. You're going after something that is a craft. It's an art, or it's a sport, which I think is an art in its own right. And the fact of the matter is that you're now going off into something where there isn't a ground floor, where there isn't this step yields that step, because things don't really make sense and opportunities come. You know, the person you spoke of earlier, the friend of yours who had been an understudy that then is called up to a large role. Well, if they had executed that role poorly, that might have been the end of that story. They did not. They succeeded. Yeah. That success yielded more success. That's not a linear path. Right? That's not a business plan.
No.
So success, ultimately,
it's sports that say success breeds success, or you're as good as your last goal, last race. You're good as last, you know, game or whatever.
In the arts, we talk exactly the same way.
Yeah.
You're only as successful as your last gig.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah.
And work begets work. But the thing I'll say that I think is true about both of these pursuits is one must endure.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that's common.
Yes.
To every success story I know. Yeah. You know, I had an acting teacher at NYU who came upon some of us bad-mouthing some actor or another because they had done shitty work, right? And this is two 19-year-olds acting and training at NYU, looking at, you know, some, you know, ancient 40-year-old actor and judging them. And the teacher came in and he said, who are you laughing about? And we said, whoever we were making fun of. And they said, oh, I know who that guy is. And we said, yeah, well, what do you think? And he said, I think I know who he is.
Yeah.
And we said, what do you mean by that? And he said, well, I'll tell you something that I know about somebody who I know who they are. They didn't quit.
Yeah.
The difference, you know, there are people that will go and they'll pursue a dream and they'll say, I'm going to give it a year, or I'm going to give it 2 years, or I'm going to give it 3 years. So they'll pursue an ambition in sports or an ambition in the arts, or they'll put a threshold on it. Travis's point that afternoon, all those years ago, my teacher was the person whose name you know, the one thing you know about them is that they didn't put a timer on their ambition. They didn't attach their goal to a schedule. They were determined, and they were not going to be swayed assuaged from that determination by circumstance, by bad outcome, by good outcome, or by in between. They had made a choice. And that choice is why you know that person's name. And whether you think highly of the work that they do or lowly of the work that they do, or not at all about the work that they do, the thing that we must agree is that that individual chose, that they were not the only why you know that person's name. And that is worthy, again, my teacher's point of view, it's worthy of your respect. And it's something I keep in mind. There's a lot of folks that are happy to badmouth the work of others in this industry, in sports, in every industry. In my view, I don't much listen to critics. I judge a person based on what they do, not what people tell me to think about what they do.
Absolutely. I've always just got my head down and just got on with it. You know, it can throw you a bit sometimes. You know, I mean, for you in your industry, you have the paparazzi. You know, obviously in sports, it's a lot of different things because you have to. Some other disappointment comes up. You know, and it's just a similar thing, like you say, in the industry where you're good as your last game or gig or whatever, but also other people and bad mouthers and, like you say, paparazzi.
Well, and so, and then how do you navigate that? And but you're not going to win every day. You're not going to win every time you get up to bat. And so the question is how do you endure? And to my mind, the best way to do that is to focus on process. That if you attach yourself to outcome in your work or in the fruit of your labor, you're going to be buffeted about in a way that I think is unnecessary. And if you attach yourself instead to process and you make certain that your process is improving every time you work, well, then that's something that you can chart. That's something that you can attach yourself to in a constructive way. At least that's been working for me so far.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, the film comes out in August the 9th, as we've mentioned. And what's next for you? And obviously it'll be around the world a little longer than that. So anyone listening, apart from in the US, you know, please hold on and wait. The film is coming. What's next for you? Obviously you're going to do some red carpet stuff. You're going to be busy promoting the film.
Yeah, the next couple of weeks is going to be full steam ahead on making sure folks know that Borderlands is coming to theaters and IMAX on August 9th. And I'm very hopeful that people will be there. I have another project that folks can keep their eyes open for that I believe is coming out in December. I am not announced as part of that project yet, so I will say stay tuned.
Right.
I know I have convention appearances coming up in the States. I believe I have an appearance in September in Florida, I think, and another appearance in October. But if folks want to know about those, they'll be announced on my Instagram page, which is at Big Ben Davis, and that's where I will let folks know about anything that's coming up.
Fantastic.
But the of immediate and pressing concern, August 9th, Borderlands.
That's the priority now.
Theaters and IMAX.
Exactly.
That's it.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I'm sure your agent and your PR, Nancy, will be in touch with me. If hopefully, let me know some stuff.
I certainly hope so.
Have you back on again around December or whatever?
Well,
reveal the new project.
Dave, I would be delighted. I'd be delighted to come back.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, I'm going to go and catch up with my mates from the sporting world now and get a few sound bites.
All right.
Get a few sound bites to put in with my next podcast. But in the meantime, I'm going to look forward to the film coming over in the UK, probably towards the end of August, probably perhaps. And well, thanks a lot for sharing the film and yourself and your wisdom and encouragement and everything on this show today, Benjamin.
I'm really delighted I get to be here, Dave, and thanks for taking the time, and best of luck to you and to your daughter. And I hope you enjoy the games in Paris. I envy you.
And Disneyland. Shoes.
Oh, and of course Disneyland. Yes. Give my regards to the Marvel campus, which I think is now there.
Oh, right. Okay.
There.
We might have the movie advertising it there as well. Then if it's the next one out.
But I wonder. I wish there was a Bleedle snort walking around.
Otherwise, it'll be in Cannes anyway. It's going to worm itself to France somehow, isn't it? It'll be in Cannes.
Well, we'll see. I hope so.
Yeah. Well, once again, thanks a lot, Benjamin. And
my great pleasure, man.
That's all for this episode. Thanks for listening, and remember, if you want to support what we do, then share, subscribe, and leave a review over on Apple Podcasts, or head over to my website, davepalmer.com, and click on Rate Show. Well, that's all for now, but I'll see you in the next episode of The Dave Palmer Show.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.